is really still the real me. I swear you gotta feel me before they try and kill me.
Hey, what's good, you guys? It's your girl KellEastCoast back with another video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my leg day workout split. Now normally I do 4 to 6 compound exercises. I stretch before and I do some cardio after. So what I'm showing you first is me stretching. Now I really make sure that I get really deep with my stretches. I want to make sure that I have the most increased mobility during my workout. Make sure I can get, really deep with those lunges, really deep with those squats. So that's what I'm doing here. So what you'll see me doing a lot throughout my exercises is squeezing my leg. And what that's doing is massaging my muscles. I massage my muscles while I stretch because it loosens up my muscles a bit. It allows me to stretch even deeper in a quicker amount of time, I found. Rather than me just, leaning forward or leaning to the side and reaching for my toes. I really stretch and loosen my muscles so that it doesn't hurt as I'm doing that. And that helps me a lot with my flexibility. Alright, so what you guys are going to see next is me stretching a bit more. Now I'm going to be using a bench this time for my stretching. I find that this really helps right before I do my glute isolation exercises, because that's what I'm going to be doing next. I'm going to be doing some side kicks and some back kicks. Normally, I do this with a cable machine, but you can do it with a bench as well. I find that it really helps me with focusing on that mind to muscle connection. And just so I'm clear here, these bench kickbacks that I do as a part of my glute isolation exercises, you can do them with a bench and you can do them with a cable machine. As I said, I normally do them with a cable machine with a light to medium weight for me, but this is very beginner friendly. You can do them without the cable machine as well. Now you'll see with this exercise that I'm kicking my leg all the way back and bringing it all the way forward. I normally do these very slowly, like this is sped up right now for the video, but I do these very slowly so that I can focus on that mind to muscle connection. And I didn't mention before, but I normally do 20 on each side, take a break, do side kicks, 20 on each side for the side kicks as well, which I'm about to demonstrate or show you guys. Now, as far as glute isolation exercises go, you can do either these kickbacks and side kicks with the bench, or you can do, the traditional donkey kicks or the fire hydrants. I do 20 of those as well normally with my exercises, because I find that I have really stubborn glutes, so I really try to get as much as I can from my glute isolation workouts. But yeah, these are an alternative to those as well. I found that they've helped me with really being able to focus on my mind to muscle connection. So like I said, very beginner friendly. Give them a try. Yeah. Alright guys, so next up what I'm going to be doing is squats and deadlifts. I normally do 3 sets of 20 of each of these, 10 to 20. Before I get into these exercises or even between sets, I like to isolate my glutes. So that's what you'll see me doing here again. And that's just me squeezing them, making sure like, hey guys, you awake? We about to get this cracking. I'm making sure that they're engaged so that I can really feel them throughout these exercises. Alright guys, so the next thing I'm going to be using here is the leg press. I like to do 2 sets of 20 for the leg press machine. I also do a variation where I work on maybe like my side booty, where I do a single leg press and I'm kind of leaned over on the side, and I do maybe 10 to 20 on each leg, but that's for just the side glute. So in between sets, I like to do bandit abductors. These really keep my glutes engaged, keep them on fire throughout my workout. So I like to do, maybe 15 to 30 between sets. And that's just sometimes whenever I feel like I want that extra burn to my exercises. Next are my favorite, the hip thrusts. Now, if you don't know, you need to know. These are my favorite glute exercises. I have another video on how I do these, which I'll link below, and you guys can check that out as well. But basically, the main things I like to do here is drive through my heels, keep my chin tucked, and make sure I'm pushing all the way up through my glutes. You can really feel the burn as you go if you do this exercise right. What I like to do is focus on my form to make sure that I do feel it. You'll see that I have a band. Now, I do not do this exercise without my heavy band. This makes sure that I, again, just really feel it as I go through the movement of the hip thrust. So I'm not only working my gluteus medius, but I'm also feeling it on the outside of my glutes as well, on my sides. Next up, I'm using the hip abductor machine. This is one of my favorites as well. I like to lean forward for these a lot of the times, but I also like to lean back. I usually play with leaning forward and leaning back, seeing where I feel it the most. Throughout my exercises, I like to take my time and really make sure that I'm focusing on that mind to muscle connection, because I do not want to just go through the movements of each exercise and go through my leg day and just feel like, oh, well, I mean, I did it. No, I want to make sure I feel it every single time. So you'll see me leaning forward, leaning backward, just really focusing on where I can feel it the most. Now, the last exercise I normally top off my leg days with are lunges. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I least like the lunges. For me, it's about balance, and I normally have a hard time balancing with weights, so I practice with these a lot to improve my balance as well. They are essential, so I do not like to leave them out of my leg day. I saw what my leg days looked like when I didn't have them and I didn't have like that extra pump. So I do make sure that I include these in my leg days, whether I like them or not. I like to end my workouts with 7 to 15 minutes of cardio. That's shorter or longer depending on what day it is. Like if it's an ab day, my cardio will definitely be longer. And I'll have a video of my cardio routine soon. But I like to use the Stairmaster, treadmill, or even the bicycle. Just enough to get a really good sweat going.